Hello! Today we'll be talking about Weavile, the only Dark Ice Pokemon introduced in Gen 4. Starting in this generation, it's also the only evolution of non-Hisuian Sneasel, who evolves when leveled up, holding a Razor Claw during the night. Weavile's previous BYC dates are June 1st, 1997, March 22nd, 2000, January 11th, 2003, November 1st, 2005, August 22nd, 2008, June 13th, 2011, April 3rd, 2014, January 22nd, 2017, November 13th, 2019, and September 3rd, 2022. I most know Weavile from Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. To me, Weavile is so ubiquitous with Sneasel that it's weird to think of a time before Sneasel evolved into Weavile. I like how they changed Sneasel's design while keeping much of the same idea. Anyway, let's get into the Bulbapedia article. Hello and welcome to the Bulbapedia section of the video. Today we'll be talking about Weavile, the Sharp Claw Pokemon, whose number is 0461. This is what it looks like. Its type is Dark Ice. Abilities, Pressure. Pickpocket is its ability. Gender ratio is 50-50. Catch rate is 45 or 11.9%. Breeding is egg group field. Hatch time 20 cycles. Height is 3'7" or 1.1 meters. Weight is 75 pounds or 34 kilograms. Base experience yield 199 Gen 4 and 179 and 5+. Leveling rate is medium slow. EV yield is 2. 1 in attack and 1 in speed. Shape is that. Footprint is that. Pokédex color is black. And base friendship is 35. I don't think so. Like, Sneasel's kinda was black in its first sprites, but this was never black, I don't think. Like, it was always this kind of purplish color. Maybe not this specific purple color, but like, yeah, it was always kind of a shade of purple. Weavile is a dual-type Dark/Ice Pokemon introduced in Gen 4. It evolves from Sneasel when leveled up while holding a Razor Claw during the night. Biology: Weavile is a bipedal Pokemon with a pale gray body that resembles both a cat and a weasel. It has a bright red crown and collar made of wide feathers and a single, thinner feather on each ear. The ear feathers are smaller on a female Weavile. Weavile has 2 tail feathers and 3 claws on each paw. There is an oval yellow gem-like protrusion in the center of its forehead. Its eyes are red with 3 eyelashes, and 4 fangs protrude from its upper jaw. Weavile is distantly related to Sneasler from the Hisui region. Weavile live in snow-covered areas and are notorious predators. Weavile is famed for its speed and agility. Weavile is also known for its intelligence and cunning nature, thanks to its brain having developed as it evolves from Sneasel. A scratch from Weavile's sharp claws can cause frostbite. Weavile travel in packs of 4 or 5, with one of them acting as the pack leader. So we've got a pack of Weavile hunting a Swinub. So you've got, 4 of them here up on the trees above the Swinub. They hunt for prey such as a lowland sandshrew, a lowland vulpix, and species as large as mammal swine, then divide up the prey amongst themselves. Weavile can communicate with each other by carving patterns into trees, ice, and boulders, with over 500 distinct signs recorded. As mentioned in Pokemon Sleep, Weavile has been observed gesturing in its sleep, possibly trying to challenge someone in his dreams. It is speculated that Weavile does this as a cunning tactic to prevent those around it from figuring out that it's asleep. Evolution: Weavile evolves from Sneasel, so Sneasel, Weavile. Game data, NPC appearances, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Red Rescue Team, and Blue Rescue Team. A possible reward for one of the toughest optional missions is a statue of Weavile that is displayed outside the rescue base. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Time and Explorers of Darkness. A female Weavile leads Team AWD, a team that pursues the challenges of Zero Isle. Arbok and Drapion hold her in high respect, referring to her by the title of Lady. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Explorers of Sky. Team AWD are shown in the Team Charm special episode, being the major antagonists of the story. Pokemon Super Mystery Dungeon, Weavile and the rest of Team AWD return as recruitable allies. Their connection quests involves responding to Weavile's challenge, request, and defeating the trio. Pokédex entries in Gen 4 in Diamond. They live in cold regions, forming groups of 4 or 5 that hunt prey with impressive coordination. Pearl: it sends signals to others by carving odd patterns in frost-covered trees and ice. Platinum: evolution made it even more devious. It communicates by clawing signs in boulders. Heart Gold and Soul Silver: it lives in snowy regions. It carves patterns in trees with its claws as a signal to others. In Gen 5, Black and White is Platinum's entry, Black 2 and White 2. They communicate by clawing signs in boulders and work together to surround enemies. In Gen 6, X is Heart Gold, Soul Silver's entry, Y is Diamond's entry, Omega Ruby is Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and X's entry, and Alpha Sapphire is Diamond and Y's entry. In Gen 7, Sun, they travel in groups of 4 or 5, leaving signs for one another on trees and rocks. They bring down their prey with coordinated attacks. Moon, they dwell in cold places. This Pokemon's main food source in Alola is Vulpix and Sandshrew, which they carefully divide among their group. Ultra Sun, one Weavile will trip a Sandshrew and flip it over, and then another Weavile will deal the finishing blow with its sharp claws. Ultra Moon, thanks to its increased intelligence, scrapping over food is a thing of the past. A scratch from its claws will give you a case of frostbite. In Gen 8 Sword, they attack their quarry in packs. Prey as large as Mamoswine easily fall to the teamwork of a group of Weavile. Shield, with its claws, it leaves behind signs for its friends to find. The number of distinct signs is said to be over 500. Brilliant Diamond is its diamond counterpart, Shining Pearl. It sends signals to others of its kind by carving odd patterns on trees and ice. Legends Arceus, the species corners prey as a pack. Under the guidance of a leader, Weavile displays increased cunning, leading me to speculate that its evolution caused further brain development. In Gen 9, Scarlet is Platinum, Black and White's entry. Violet is Sun's entry. Male Weavile in the Alola Pokedex, and female Weavile in the Alola Pokedex. So you can see the longer feathers and the shorter feathers. Interesting that it kind of looks like Sneasel now. Except it kind of turns back to the purple color. In modern colors, interesting. Weavile in the Paldea Pokedex. So we've got 5 of them here. Looks to be, at least this front one is male, and this one might be female. I think maybe a couple of these are female, I don't know. It's kind of hard to really tell. Kind of fun, they look like they're posing for the camera, like, I don't know, like they're supposed to be tough. It's interesting. Weavile in the Kitakami Pokedex. So we've got 4 of them here. Kind of running in this line. This feels much more candid of a shot. Both at night, that's interesting. I guess a reference to its evolution, that's fun. Game locations, side game locations, and events. Held items. In Sword and Shield, it has the Quick Claw 5% of the time. In Legends Arceus, for normal, it has the Pep Up Plant 35% of the time. Razor Claw 8% of the time, and crit items by level. Alpha EXP Candy M 100% of the time. Seed of Mastery 20% of the time, and crit items by level. I still don't know how the math works. Stats, base stats, HP 70, attack 120, defense 65, special attack 45, special defense 85, speed 125, for a total of 510. Pokeathlon stats, type effectiveness, damage normally by normal, flying, poison, ground, water, grass, electric, and dragon. Weak to fighting for 4, and rock, bug, steel, fire, and fairy, all for double. Immune to psychic, resistant to ghost, ice, and dark, all for half. Notes, if Miracle Eye is used by an opponent or this Pokemon is given a ring target, the effectiveness of Psychic-type moves is 1, so go from 0 to 1. Learn Step by leveling up, since you can hypothetically have a leveled 2 Weavile. I'll go down to 18 here. 18 Metal Claw, 24 Icy Wind, 30 Fury Swipes, 36 Hone Claws, 42 Fling, 48 Nasty Plot, 54 Screech, 60 Night Slash, and 66 Dark Pulse. By TM we're skipping. By breeding, we're skipping. Nothing by prior evolution. Side game data. Got all this. Pokemon Ranger, Shadows of Olmia, and the browser entry. Its attacks consist of gusts of dark winds, hunks of ice, and dark pulses. Guardian signs. It sends gusts of dark wind to attack. Got all this. New Pokemon Snap in the Photodex entry. You probably noticed marks scratched into the tree trunks in the snowfields. Those are actually messages that Weavile leave for each other. Pokemon Sleep. Weavile has been spotted gesturing in its sleep as though it is challenging someone. Perhaps this is the cunning Pokemon's tactic to keep those around it from realizing that it's asleep. Got seated sleep, taunting sleep, loafing sleep, top belly sleep. Evolution data. Weavile evolves from Sneasel when leveled up while holding a Razor Claw during the night. In Pokemon Legends Arceus, Weavile evolves from Sneasel when exposed to a Razor Claw during the night. Sneasel, level up holding Razor Claw at night. That's the Razor Claw. Weavile. Sprites here, so very kind of this purplish gray, maybe grayish purple. A little bit different than that one. A lot more pink for the feathers, which I guess is probably closer to that. And they got the male and the female. And the shiny is pink and yellow, similar to Sneasel's shiny. Like, that's fun. Platinum, you've got this sprite, like a wildly different sprite, like a different angle. That's interesting. In Gen 5, you get the full back sprite. Yeah. In Gen 6, you get the models, which make it
the sort of, more like Sneasel colors. That's interesting. And makes these a lot darker colors for the shiny. That's interesting. In Gen 7, I don't know what changes. Also, it makes it a lot shorter. Like, the clear, like, height is, like, gone. It's just, like, that's weird. Okay. In Gen 8 and Sword and Shield, you get the much better models. In Legends Arceus, you get these models. Homes, you get these models. Animation, Weavile, and Pokemon the series, XY. Got all this. Pokedex entries in Advanced Generation, episode 185 in Maze Pokedex. Weavile, the Sharp Claw Pokemon. Weavile is the evolved form of Sneasel. It is said to be extremely intelligent, and sharp eyes see everything. In Diamond and Pearl, episode 40 in Dawn's Pokedex. Weavile, the Sharp Claw Pokemon. It signals its companions by using its claws to leave mysterious markings on the surfaces of trees and ice. Pokemon Generations. Weavile in Pokemon Generations, fighting a Cryogonal in the manga. Weavile in Pokemon Adventures. Got all this. The TCG. Other appearances, Super Smash Bros. Brawl. When Weavile is released from a Pokeball, it dashes from side to side and uses False Swipe. It also dazes the opponent. Trophy information. A Sharp Claw Pokemon. The crown on its head resembles a fully opened folding fan. Its sharp-hooked claws and outstanding speed are its most memorable features. It's one of the Pokemon that can be expected to perform well in the front lines of a battle. There are many trainers who teach it the TM Full Swipe and travel with it to catch rare Pokemon. Pokken Tournament, main article Weavile Pokken. Weavile is a battle Pokemon in Pokken Tournament. Its moves include Agility, Fury Swipes, Fake Out, Knock Off, and Night Slash. During Synergy Burst, it can use the Burst Attack, Sonic Slash. Weavile in Pokken Tournament. Trivia, Weavile can be seen as a parallel to Gliscor. Both were introduced in Gen 4. Both of them are dual types, have the same base stat total, have special attack as their lowest stat, have double weakness, Gliscor to ice, Weavile to fighting, evolve from Pokemon that were introduced in Gen 2, and do so by leveling up at night while holding items that contain the word Razor. Sneasel evolves with the Razor Claw, whereas Gligar evolves with the Razor Fang. I read the second point in the Sneasel video. Weavile is the only Pokemon within its family which does not possess 3 abilities. Origin, Weavile may be based on the Kamaitachi, a type of yokai often represented as weasel demons with sickles on their front legs and sometimes understood as the cause of mysterious cuts on the skin, especially in cold weather. It also shares some traits with cats and weasels. Its appearance may be based on ancient Egyptian fashion, as it includes what resembles a headdress, collar, and earrings similar to what Egyptian deities wear. Its eyeshadow also resembles Egyptian makeup. The feathers on its head may also be inspired by Native American war bonnets or may represent the wind that is the key element of Kamatachi encounters. Name origin, Weavile may be a combination of weasel, weave, evil, and vile. Manula may be a combination of ma, demon, maneuver, referring to its cunning, and Nayula, Sneasel. In other languages, related articles, external links to the Super Smash Bros. Series. Let's move on.
Now let's watch Weavile's first scene in the anime.
Hello and welcome to the anime portion of the video. Today we are watching Lucario and the Mystery of Mew. In this film, we are in the town of Roto, specifically Cameron Palace. There's a competition happening, and right now this knight character has sent out the Pokemon. There's Weavile. There's Tropius. Okay. And that is Weavile's first scene in the anime. Let's move on.
Now let's see why other people love Weavile. Now let's look at fan art.
Hello and welcome to the fan art section of the video. Nobody sent in fan art, so instead we're looking at DeviantArt fan art. For those of you who aren't familiar with the series, what we do is we go through these images until we find an image that doesn't contain a Weavile. This is Weavile, Gemini AI by DMaster322, so AI art. This is Shadows for Hire, CH1, 082, by True Scorn. So we did one of these pages in a few videos ago. So there's this Lucario and Sneasel I guess they're talking to this Swilus here. So Lucario says, and they wrecked your stand when they robbed you? Yeah, well, not on purpose. Some pilfering pat-rat made off with a mittful of our money. Have you considered not leaving your gold sitting around in a big pile? And shows the gold. We're a dragon. We can't really help it. No, and we've got daily random prompt. Boreal Warrior. 302, so probably March 2nd. By Siberian Thing. So it's AI art. Weavile Day 2025 by the Skulltan. So this cool art showing off all the different ways that Weavile's been represented in the shiny Weavile as well. That's fun. And we've got Weavile by Horosaki, this sort of alternate colored Weavile here. Very interesting. And we've got Shadows for Hire, CH1086 by True Scorn. So another one of these pages. We've got a Zorark here. Wait a minute, hold on. No, he was looking at my knees the whole time, wasn't he? This one's thinking of the past, like, about an encounter, I guess. There's also a Pancham here. There's Lucario, yeah. Even when he said that, he didn't look at my face, he just looked at my illusion. Oh. I guess the illusion was the Pancham. Does he have to be focusing for his power to work or something? Or maybe my illusions cloud his senses enough to keep me cloaked. It's risky, but this may require further testing. But I need a bit. I'm still spooked by that. Interesting, I don't know. This is Weavile by Ha Ba After Dark. So we appear to have this very interesting art of an overfed Weavile here. Perhaps it's one that has a trainer, or maybe it's representative of an environment in which there is more prey than predators, and so there's less need to exercise to get food resources. It's very interesting. We've got the shiny version, of course, and we have a female here, very much emphasizing the breasts. So perhaps this is one that has just had an egg, which of course it makes sense that it has two, because as we know in the games, they only have one egg at a time. The amount of breasts a mammal, or in this case mammal like Pokemon, has is representative of the amount of offspring they have in one litter. So in this case it'd be one, so it makes sense that it has two. And of course we got the shiny female as well. Then we got Shadows for Hire, Orchid, and Ash by Calyx the Fox. I presume this one's Orchid and this one's Ash. Then we got Sold, 305 by Beef Pump. So this AI art of this muscular, like super powered, I guess, probably, Weavile here. Then we've got Shadows for Hire, Chapter 1, 089 by True Scorn. So Ash says, well, anything good? I got some decent prints and a few tufts of fur, better than the last one. Here, I also found this in the mess. A few hairs? Whoa, these are long, such a pretty red, too. It may not be relevant, but I've never seen Pokemon with fur that long. At the very least, it's interesting. So what now, hunt down the Roselia? It'll be dark soon. I doubt he'll be out and about much longer, so let's wait on that. We should probably just go book a room at the tavern before they're all filled up. You run ahead and get us registered, and I'll go grab our gear. This is Exploring the Depths by the Skulltan. You've got this nice anthropomorphic male shiny Weavile in this dungeon, I guess. Very interesting. We've got Shadows for Hire, CH1084 by True Scorn. So this is Wireless. I would have liked for him to have seen it. Excuse me for actually tending to customers. Customers don't matter as much as money. Without customers, we wouldn't have any money. If we can't hold on to what we have, then what good is getting more? Scratching something, notepad. What good is having money at all if we can't get more? Can I freeze one mouth shut? Asking hash here, I guess. Duh, to hoard. And I want the hoard to be bigger. Well, I want you to be quiet. Ow, 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 quit pulling! Says no. And we've got Shadows for Hire, Chapter 1, 083 by True Scorns, the page before. Got a pat rat, I guess. Probably recounting the tale. I saw him with his puny paws on our precious pile and lunge at him. Unfortunately, I'm attached to this dope. Ow! And the punk ran. He crashed into the tent pole and knocked the whole section down. Whoa, a pat rat did that? That was a pretty flexible pole. Prat rat usually only weighs about 25 pounds. Unless it was a fat prat rat. Unless it was a really fat pat rat at that. Was it a fat rat? No, it's just a normal fat rat. That's too bad. I would have liked to see that. I've got Scales No by Anzu Art. So I've got this Riolu, Weavile, and the Hakamo making this art, and then it like extends it a little bit, making it look a little bit inappropriate. And then this one gets scared, and this one starts attacking. This one, I guess this one's named Scales. Interesting. I've got Shadows for Hire, CH1076 by True Scorn. Alright, we've got one hit left to check. Let's start working our way over. So you guys aren't just regular shoppers, are you? I'm sorry. I've been watching you go from stall to stall, and instead of buying stuff, you've just been writing stuff and poking around. Oh, are you guys from a guild? There have been rumors going around that the head office might be looking for out-of-town help. You guys aren't totally from a guild, aren't you? Can't lie our way out of this one. He could just follow us around all day and see us grilling half the town. I've got Shadows for Hire, CH1060 by True Scorn. I got this image here. I guess they're talking to this vendor who's a Golduck. Speaking of, I don't think I've seen you two around before. I don't know Lucario came in gray. Yeah, me neither. This is your first time in town? As a matter of fact, it is. We're passing through after a trip south. It seems a nice, safe place, so we might stick around for a few days. Word of warning to you, then. One savant to another. The safety you receive is a farce. Clifftop has been wild with thefts lately. Oh, has it now? It has. Despite my heightened vigilance, I'm ashamed to admit even my shop was hit. Still, can't figure out exactly what happened. And we've got Sold Weavile by Beef Pump, another ridiculously muscular Weavile AI art here. And we've got Shadows for Hire, CH1094 by True Scorn. What about these other pieces you got? Anything useful in here? I've looked over the various fur samples a few times, but none of them properly pair with our purported perps. This one's definitely a cottony, the rest look to be from some shedding canine. The coloration makes me think of Rockruff. Now, the red hair you found is interesting. Again, unidentified, and it shows up at the same scene as the suspicious footprints. Think it's from our mystery mon? True, it's an interesting coincidence, but until we can identify those footprints, there's no real way to know. This is Stella Zhao, AI generated by Joshua ECW, 21,985. This AI generated image of Stella, character from the Loud House, with a Weavile, I guess. This would be maybe a male Weavile. That's interesting. And you got a few of them. Yeah, I got that one, and that one. This is Shadows for Hire, CH1091 by True Scorn. These ones with the 3 claws showed up at mine, too. Interesting. I only found a few clear prints near the front of the first shop. Mine were really deep. As if they were running. They went the same direction as the Pat Rat. The right seller said he was dealing with a customer when the left spotted the Pat Rat. Is there a chance they're in on it? Ooh, that would line up pretty well for it. Also, being the Marit's accomplice. Too bad the print location at Shop 1 doesn't help us. Actually, I didn't find any prints at all near the gem location, save Golduck, which strikes me as odd. This doesn't contain a Weavile, so move on.
Thanks to everyone who submitted fan art. I'll be streaming tonight at 9 p.m. CDT, Central Daylight Time, where I'll be trying to get Latios, Beldum, and Camerupt, Ketchkakuna, Pidgeotto, Onix, Seadra, Porygon, Groudon, Rayquaza, Deoxys, Baneri, Omega Rubies, Clamperl, and 2 Slowpoke evolve Kakuna into Beedrill, Pidgeotto into Pidgeot, Onix into Steelix, Seadra into Kingdra, Porygon into Porygon 2, Swablu into Altaria, Bagon all the way to Salamence, Beldum all the way to Metagross, Baneri into Lopunny, 1 Slowpoke into Slowbro, the other Slowpoke into Slowking, 1 Clamperl into Huntail, and the other Clamperl into Gorbis, and Mega Evolve, Latios, Sceptile, Beedrill, Pidgeot, Slowbro, Steelix, Sharpedo, Camerupt, Altaria, Salamence, Metagross, Groudon, Rayquaza, and Lopunny. Tomorrow I'll be talking about Magnezone. As always, this is my proper outfit. You'll see me tomorrow a little early, as I'll be uploading at 9 a.m. CDT instead of 12 p.m. CDT.